Good evening. You are watching World News. Today, we are discussing one of the topics that has had the greatest impact on state policy, legal systems, and trust in governance in recent times. The United States Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, described U.S.-Hungary relations as stepping into a new golden era. The United States says it is entering a golden age of relations with Hungary. Strong words, carefully chosen words. But in geopolitics, language is never accidental. So, what does the statement really mean? And why is it happening now? Speaking in Budapest, U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio described U.S.-Hungary relations as entering a new golden era. This was announced during a joint press conference with Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orbán. Rubio emphasized that President Donald Trump is deeply committed to Hungary's success and views cooperation as strategically important.
The golden age, which is not an exaggeration. The relationship between the United States and Hungary today is as close as I can possibly imagine it being. And it's not just close rhetorically, it's close in action and things that are actually happening. And I think some evidence of that is here today in the agreement that we've just signed that builds on a historic meeting that we had in November at the White House that you had with the president and that I happened to have the honor to be present and be a part of it.
On the surface, this may look like routine diplomacy. But context changes everything. Hungary is not just another European country. It sits at the geographic center of Europe and on the political fault line between East and West.
Feels about you, how he interacted with you in his first term as president, and now in his second term as president, that relationship's grown even closer. And it's important to understand how important the relations between leaders are to the relations.
Within the European Union, Hungary has repeatedly challenged Brussels on migration, sovereignty, and foreign policy coordination. Orbán's government has maintained independent ties with Russia and China, often acting against EU consensus. This has made Hungary controversial, but strategically valuable for Washington. Central Europe is no longer secondary. As global competition intensifies, the United States is reassessing where influence truly matters. Strengthening ties with Hungary offers three advantages. First, political influence within the European Union. Second, a strategic foothold in a region sensitive to Russian influence. Third, a reliable bilateral partner outside traditional European power centers such as Berlin and Paris. This is not about ideology, it is about positioning. In diplomacy, phrases like golden era do not describe reality. They are used to shape reality. They signal intent, they test reactions, they draw lines. This statement sends a message not only to Budapest, but also to Brussels, Moscow, and Beijing. Hungary matters. And Washington is paying attention. But this partnership is not without risks. Hungary must balance its relations with the United States against its obligations to the European Union. Washington must manage European skepticism toward Orbán's leadership style. Without stabilizing factors, there are limits to how far this partnership can go. If handled incorrectly, the golden era may be short-lived. So the real question is this: is this a victory or leverage? Is Hungary gaining influence or being positioned within it? In international politics, there are no permanent friends, only interests. And whether this golden era becomes reality or remains rhetoric will be decided by what happens next. The next moves will tell the story. Stay with us for more updates, subscribe to our channel. See you in the next program. Goodbye.